for Atlanta Dream fans.
I'm Sean Gables, and the Dream take on Caitlyn Clark and the Fever. Tip off just after 7 o'clock in Indiana. And of course, you got the best seat in the house. You're going to watch it on Peachtree TV for free in the Atlanta market and across the state on the Peachtree Sports Network.
We have Sports Director Bailey Burmaster live right now inside the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. So Bailey, what can we expect from tonight's matchup?
Yeah, both of these teams are looking to turn the page on a bad loss. For Atlanta, they lost on Tuesday to the Washington Mystics, and it was not pretty. Atlanta has now allowed 20 or more points in 6 of their 10 games this season. However, this will be the first matchup of 4, actually, between the Indiana Fever and the Atlanta Dream. And tonight's contest as well, it will be the first regular season game featuring the past 3 #1 draft picks, Atlanta's Ryan Howard and Indiana's Aaliyah Boston, who both won Rookie of the Year in their first year. And then there's the player that everyone is talking about, and that is Caitlyn Clark.
A young team that's hungry, just wants to get wins. Going to get it out in transition, going to put a lot of shots up. Obviously, Caitlyn Clark is a focal point, so just need to have good defense against her. Just poise on and off the court, just the way she's able to handle herself, handle the media, handle all the attention. Just very proud as a vet.
Dream head coach Tanisha Wright will be looking for a big response from her team, and part of that response will have to be shutting down Caitlyn Clark.
It's not something I can control, so I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about things like that, and to be honest, I don't see a lot of it. Like I've said, basketball's my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that, so I'm not going to spend time thinking about that. People can talk about what they want to talk about.
Caitlyn Clark, she has been a lightning rod for the league, has done a lot of good things and has helped women's sports, but she has an equal amount of haters. Many of our viewers are cheering her on along with the Dream tonight, but it's hard to get away from Caitlyn Clark. Of all the things that she does, how does she compare to our star, guard Ryan Howard?
Yeah, when you look at the two, they both have that superstar power, Sean and Claire. They are the ones that make both of these teams go. When you look at the numbers, Caitlyn Clark actually averages a lot better out than Ryan Howard does. The only area where Ryan is stronger is in her field goal percentage. If you look at Caitlyn Clark, among all the rookies for the 2024 class, she leads everyone in scoring, assists, and minutes played. As far as her time in May in playing, she actually tied at first the one and only Diana Taurasi in three-pointers made. So Caitlyn Clark, she has had an up and down year, but she's off to a solid start in the W, and you can just tell from that when you talk to her in press conferences, her maturity has really helped her grow in this first month in the league.
Yeah, I think that's going to be fun to watch. Bailey, as you know, the big story in the WNBA world this past week and really beyond has been the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Caitlyn Clark was snubbed, of course, but a few members of our own Dream team have been active with Team USA and Team Canada.
Yeah, well, you got to talk about Ryan Howard. She'll be on the 3-on-3 team in Paris this summer. I think when you look at her, she probably was a little disappointed not to make the 5-on-5 team. That is what everyone strives for. But going to the Olympics in general is awesome. Alicia Gray has been on the 3-on-3 team. She's actually won gold, but she did not make it this time around. However, she said, I'm not going to let that get to me. I'm going to keep doing what I do and playing ball. Obviously, when you talk about the Olympics, you have to talk about head coach Tanisha Wright. She will be a scout coach. She's the first coach in over a decade to represent the Dream with USA Basketball. So a lot to like once we hit that Olympic break you can pay attention to because there's a lot of Dream connections you're going to want to see.
Bailey, you have talked to the roster, the coaches, both for the Dream and for the Fever. You've got your pulse on the game tonight. I can already tell the mood. There's a lot of excitement. But who do you think is going to come away with the W tonight?
I don't like to put my opinion on things of which way it could go, but I will tell you this. I think it's going to be based on the team that comes out here hungry. As I mentioned, both of these teams lost, but both of the coaches challenged their players to find more consistency and find wins. So both of them have a lot to play for, Sean and Glenn.
Absolutely. This is fun to watch. And it's great for the sport. especially women's basketball. Bailey,
Yeah.
you're going to be on the sidelines during tonight's game. Doing an awesome job, by the way. We're going to catch up with you again soon. But in the meantime, let's talk about the first of 4 matchups.
Yeah, it's really something to watch because we have these matchups between the two teams. The next 2 we played here at State Farm Arena here in downtown Atlanta. The Dream's June 21st and August 26th home games against the Indiana Fever were moved to the larger venue to accommodate the ticket demand. And as an added bonus, the August 26th matchup will air on Atlanta News First with a special pregame show starting at 7 o'clock that night.
And demand has hit an all-time high for the Atlanta Dream as the squad has sold out of season tickets. Atlanta News First reporter Blake Devine spoke to some super fans who have been cheering on Atlanta's WNBA team from day one, asking them what's different about the atmosphere surrounding this season.
The Gateway Center Arena has been packed with people, sold out for every home game thus far this season. This has brought joy to Gene Manning's.
It's good to see Atlanta get a product that people will buy into.
Manning's has been a season ticket holder since 2008 when the Dream first arrived in Atlanta.
Brings a vision of young girls, young women, to see what Atlanta can produce and provide.
Out on the court, Markeisha Henderson has watched the game grow.
The NBA had a 50-year head start. So if you think about where the NBA was at this time, that was when like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was coming into the league.
With the WNBA's popularity at an all-time high, she says it's inspiring the next generation.
In the WNBA, you see women owners, you see women presidents, women executives in the sports industry, and I think that's also equally as encouraging.
Over in Section 116, Ronnie and Sharon Fleetwood say the energy in the arena is unlike anything they've seen since 2009, when they first started going to games.
The fans are excited, like I said before. The city is excited, and we are hungry for a winner.
This year, the Dream became only the second team in WNBA history to sell out their season tickets.
People are finally realizing that we have something good here, and people need to come see it.
Reporting from the Gateway Center Arena, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
This excitement's real. It's so fun to watch. So really across the league, not just here in Atlanta. So come take a picture of this right now because these are some of the Atlanta Dream games that will air on our Peachtree Sports Network and for free on Peachtree TV. Highlights by some stellar matchups with the Liberty, Sky, and of course one of the hottest tickets in the league we've been talking about, the Indiana Fever. And coming off a finals run last year, the Atlanta Dream is almost a brand new team for the 2024 season.
One of the newest additions, Ariel Powers, who joins from Minnesota on a 1-year deal. Bailey spoke with the guard about being a newcomer to the team and that dog mentality it takes to win games in this league.
How would you describe this team now that you guys have been through the preseason a little bit? You have more of a vibe for everyone.
I think this team is very determined. We have a lot of players that I think have like this energy about them that we kind of still want to prove ourselves in the league. And I think that will carry over into every game. And also the coaching staff have been amazing, making sure we're doing the right things. We've been doing 2-a-days, which has been crazy, but honestly, I feel ready, not only myself, but as a team, we feel ready to go into the season.
I've talked to a lot of the players, especially about you, and when they talk about you, they say in the best way possible, you just have that dog mentality. How would you describe your game?
Ooh, first I want to say thank you, teammates. I would describe it like that. You know, I'm a young girl from Detroit, Michigan, and all I know is to grind, you know. No matter what it is, no matter what you're going through, grind. And I feel like they're right. I feel like I got that dog mentality, but
you
it's
have
not
some
just
fire
me.
to you, don't you?
Yeah, but I feel like all of us do, and I feel like that's what we're going to be special this year.
What can this team accomplish? I mean, last year, make the playoffs for the first time since 2018. Yes. What are the goals for the team?
Top 4. We want to be top 4, and then, of course, we want to win a championship, but to get there, you have to be in a position to get there, right? So for us, we want to be top 4, and I think we're doing the right, if we're doing the right things, which we will, and Coach T wants the best out of us, and she'll make sure she gets the best out of us, I think we can. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people this year.
You came to Atlanta from Minnesota. Yeah. What are your first impressions of Atlanta?
I love the culture. this is me. I'm here. I love it here. That's my first impression. I'm in love.
What are some of the things you've done that you love about Atlanta so far?
Actually, honestly, nothing. I haven't done anything but enjoy the weather when I can. We've been practicing so much. I've just been enjoying my teammates, starting to learn them on and off the court, and I know that Atlanta is where I need to be.
I love that. We also, you played at Michigan State.
Yeah.
There's someone else who just joined the Falcons from Michigan State.
Okay, now, Kurt.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, now,
Are
Kurt.
you a Falcons fan?
Now I am.
Kurt
Now
Chains?
I am. Yes, so Kurt was actually in Minnesota when I was in Minnesota too.
Oh, the overlap.
Yeah. So when he came here, so did I. Michigan State, I mean, come on.
I think it's meant to be. You see the
Yeah.
Falcons on the rise. It sounds like the Atlanta Dream are also going to be on the rise shortly too.
I love her already. I'm a big fan. And a quick reminder here, if you don't have tickets to see the game, don't worry, we have the best seat in the house. The Dream take on the Indiana Fever tonight at 7. You can see the countdown to the game in the corner of your screen. Catch the game live on our sister station, Peachtree TV, or on Peachtree Sports Network.
Of course, plenty of people there in India excited about the WNBA hype and the attention it's bringing to their city.
It's really fun.
That's big.
Atlanta News First Sports Director Bailey Burmaster took some time to visit the hottest restaurant in Indy that all of the athletes love to visit.
The latest sensation in Indiana is none other than the Indiana Fever's Caitlyn Clark. However, when you come to Indianapolis, you have to take in the rich history and restaurants like St. Elmo.
St. Elmo, we've been here since 1902, proudly serving all.
That they have, and it's the place everyone goes before sporting events to enjoy food and the people.
Those elements that people remember, that they cherish, you know, they come back for their traditions, whether it be the 500, whether it be for the Colts, whatever sporting event, or we have, you know, new fans coming in to see Caitlyn.
That's right. That Caitlyn Clark mania is a real thing, and an impact even historic landmarks like St. Elmo's feels.
For us, you know, a couple years ago, we wouldn't get a whole lot, but since she's come onto the team, I can't tell you how many guests are coming in for the game, but I know that I have to staff more. We'll open early. We see, you know, people coming in with Caitlyn jerseys on. It's been a blast. Her coming to town has been great for the WNBA.
None of this is new. The steakhouse has plenty of experience with other megastar athletes.
One of the things I love about Peyton Manning, he's been friends with the restaurant for years, but when he comes in, he's genuine. He speaks to people. He remembers your name.
St. Elmo's has it all. The scene, the stars, oh, and you can't forget the famous shrimp cocktail.
Boom! It'll get you going through the night. It'll open you up. You won't need Afrin for a few days. If you're congested, it'll clear it. But it's
Bailey Burmaster,
an amazing flavor that wakes you up. Boom, boom, boom.
Atlanta News First.
Boom, boom, boom.
I kind of want some of that shrimp
I
cocktail.
know.
I want to
Maybe
open up
Bailey
the
will bring
nostrils
us
so I
some
can just
back,
breathe
maybe.
all the success. Atlanta News First Sports Director Bailey Burmaster. She is live at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Bailey, I'm looking behind. They're doing some drills, some warm-ups. We have fallen in love.
Ariel Powers, we love her, okay?
She's looking like she's ready to
She
take
has
on
the
Caitlyn Clark.
energy. She has the energy that you guys would love. I have to be honest, and I bet she is ready to take on Caitlyn Clark. I'm going to let my photog Lee push in as the players get geared up to warm up. So we do have the starters for the day. For the Indiana Fever, it will be Caitlyn Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Christy Wallace, Melissa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston. For the Dream, Haley Jones, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Nia Coffey, and Tina Charles. Nia Coffey starting at power forward is a little bit of a mix-up. You usually see Cheyenne Parker Tyus starting, but she is not tonight. You have to assume that that's probably a logistical, strategic thing that Tanisha Wright is going to capitalize on, guys.
You know, so much focus on Caitlyn Clark, and we know you're talking with her during practice. So what do you think we can expect from her tonight during the game?
Yeah, I mean, she always brings energy. She always gets everyone involved. She's a facilitator, but you have to watch her three-point shooting. She can let it rip from any logo in this building. So they're going to want to get their defense going early for the Dream, move in transition, and get set on defense.
You know, people can talk about what they want to talk about, create conversations about, you know, whatever it is, but I think for myself, like, you know, I'm just here to play basketball. I'm here to have fun. I'm trying to help our team win. Obviously, we've won 3 games, and we feel like we've been in a position to win a few more than that. And my focus is on helping us do that. But I don't pay much mind to all of that, to be honest.
Bailey, we just heard from Caitlyn Clark. This game is going to be played amid the controversy surrounding the decision by USA Basketball to leave Caitlyn Clark off of the 2024 Olympic team. She has shown an immense amount of maturity. And let's just be honest here. I mean, when you have GOAT status like she has, you become a target. I see you got a new boyfriend, Bailey. I'm proud of you. But when you get GOAT status, you become the target. You become the bullseye for a lot of comments that are often not favorable to you. Some people like to call them haters. Yet she has maintained this quiet, steel focus that perhaps is what has helped her catapult to where she is. Not a lot of people can do that. It's a very tough thing to do. But she's committed to playing the game despite getting snubbed by the Olympics.
Yeah, no, Caitlyn Clark has handled everything with such maturity at every level. And when this is the rub right now in the WNBA. They wanted more attention, they wanted more notoriety, they wanted more fans, and they got that. But when you get all of that, there's some added haters, there's some added attention that you may not be used to. And that's an adjustment everyone's going through, not just Caitlyn Clark. But I can tell you from talking to Caitlyn earlier, she is as mature as they come. A reporter was actually pressing her a little bit on how she deals with it and if she pays attention to it. And after answering it once, she went back and answered it again. And he kept trying to push her. And she was like, listen, I don't see it. I don't pay attention to it. I'm here to play ball.
Yeah, it's like some people want to see her get rattled.
They want to see her get, rattled, but she's not. She's unflappable. Let's talk about both teams, Bailey. Let's talk about their records. Let's get down to the X's and O's. The Dream, they have more wins, but they are having trouble on defense. And now they're going to face one of the top scoring rookies in the league.
Yeah, the Indiana Fever sit at 3-10, while the Dream sit at 5-5. Their offense is still a work in progress, but defensively, what you saw against the Mystics, they could not transition well, and they could not slow down the three-point shooting of Brittany Sykes. So that is something they're going to have to pay attention to tonight, especially with Caitlyn Clark, who's able to air it open.
This is a problem that's plaguing us. Right, so we can't have short-term memory. We have to look at it and see it and try to fix it because it's a problem in terms of our being inconsistent. You know what I mean? Maybe not looking at the particular game, but looking at the issue, right, and trying to fix the issue.
And Bailey, before we come back to you, we're showing the win-loss record, but let's listen into the national anthem.
It is also worth mentioning it is each team's final Commissioner Cup game. The recipient for the Dream is helping mamas, and they help mamas all around. So it's a great cause. They're vying for a big jackpot prize. But tip-off coming your way at 7. You'll want to tune in on Peachtree TV and Peachtree Sports Network. But for now, at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and Bailey Burmaster, Atlanta News First.
And Bailey, I don't want to let you go real quickly. I don't even know if your photographer can give can pull back and show the crowd. But there were games, not even as far as last year, where it was an empty house for WNBA games. And look at the audience now.
What a boom for the league, for women, but also, for the city of Indianapolis. They're just loving every bit of this, aren't they?
Bailey, you are in for a nail biter tonight, but since you won't say it, I'm gonna say it for you, Bailey. The Atlanta Dream, they're going to bring
Go
home this
Dream,
W.
right?
And unfortunately, Caitlyn, you're just going to have to
wait for another game,
wait
right?
for another game. Bailey, thank you. You've done a great job out there. We're going to watch you tonight at halftime of the game. And remember, the next two games between the Dream and the Fever will be played at State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta because of the surplus in ticket sales.
The demand is just so intense for this.
Intense. It has been moved to State Farm Arena. The Dream's June 21st and August 26th home games against the Indiana Fever have been moved to the larger venue to accommodate ticket demand. As an added bonus, the August 26th matchup will air on Atlanta News First with a special pregame show starting at 7 p.m. that night.
And now to a major honor and career milestone for Atlanta Dream guard Ryan Howard.
Oh, you got to see this. The former first pick is headed to the Paris Olympics this summer to join the 2024 USA Basketball 3-on-3 women's national team. She is the youngest Dream player ever to compete in the Olympics, and we are just giving her flowers today. This is an immense opportunity and shows the quality and the skill of her work. We spoke with Coach Tanisha Wright the day the announcement was made.
Super excited for Rye. I mean, anytime you have the opportunity to represent your country at the highest level, that's special. Ryan has put a ton of work into her game and continuing to grow. I think, obviously her biggest asset is the ability to score the basketball. And when you're playing 3-on-3, it's not easy, right? Because that's a fast pace. But what helps is we already play a fast pace, so at least she has that going for her. But now, she probably has more legs up under her because she's not running up and down, running up and down the court. So her ability to score the basketball and then play the right way. Ryan is one of those talents who plays basketball the right way. And so good on her to have this opportunity to represent not only herself, our country, and also our squad. So really happy for Ryan.
And when Ryan makes the trip to Paris this summer, Howard will join the ranks of teammates Tina Charles and LA. LA was in Tokyo for the 2020 games, competing for Team Canada. The Ontario native has been training with Team Canada for the 2024 Olympics as well. Meanwhile, Charles is already a three-time Olympic gold medalist. She competed for Team USA in the past 3 Olympic Games, London in 2012, Rio in 2016, and Tokyo in 2020. And she told our Bailey Burmaster about what it's like to compete at that level.
There's some people on this team that could be in the Olympics this season as well. What would your advice be to them?
My advice to them would just to do one thing and do that one thing really well. You have to leave your ego aside. You sacrifice the me for the we. That's USA basketball. Who you are in your WNBA team will not be your role on the USA team, but there's small gaps that you can fill just to achieve that game. Like your big moment may be just sprinting the floor hard, sucking in the defense, and we're able to get an open 3. So it's really just sacrificing yourself for the betterment of the team to get that one thing, that goal, and to keep it going.
What is your core memory when you think about your time in playing for Team USA and going to the Olympics?
My core memory of my time playing for Team USA was just receiving the gold medal, but it was also the camaraderie. It was also to be like, wow, I'm in the blend of the best of the best. It was also great to just see how those women prepared for games. I'm not in the locker room with them all the time. So just like the focus that Diana has before the game, the focus that Sue has, Elena Deladon, Candace Parker, I can go on and on, Lindsay Whalen. It was just great to see how they prepped for the game. And I was just like a sponge, just very observant, just seeing how they moved, how they handled themselves, and because they were there before me. So it was really great to take a lot from them.
And Team USA has such an incredible history. The U.S. women's national team has won gold at 7 straight Olympic Games.
Can you imagine how difficult that is to do?
I know, and they're favored to do it again. They've been doing this since 1996.
And our own Ryan Howard made the team.
That
cool. Speaks mountains.
Yeah.
Another member of the team that will be making the trip to Paris this summer is Coach Wright. She will support Team USA as a scout. Now, what does a scout do? I'm curious. Do they look for the next players? We sat down with her ahead of the season to talk about that honor.
It's invaluable to be around those caliber coaches, all the coaches, Cheryl, Mike, Kurt, Joni, Kara, all those coaches and the wealth of experience that they have, and to be able to learn from them, and then obviously being around the players. There is nothing more special than being able to represent your country and being around so many gifted and special athletes at that level, at the highest level, to just interact and just see their mindset and how they work on a day-to-day basis, how they think, and how they come together for one common goal is going to be really special.
Do you guys talk about, because obviously LA, Canada, Ryan,
Yeah.
I mean, there's Tina, there's a lot of Olympic connections here.
Correct.
Do you guys talk about that at all?
No, not yet. We haven't gotten into that. I'm sure when it gets a little bit closer to that time, you know what I mean, with obviously Tina, Leash, obviously a me here, like there is a lot. So we're excited that we have these caliber, obviously, players on our team and that they get to go and represent their countries at the highest level.
Notably missing from Team USA's roster for this Summer Olympics, we've mentioned this before, Indiana Fever's rookie superstar, Caitlyn Clark. You're watching her out on the court as they're warming up for tonight's big game. Sources are telling CNN her omission was partly over concerns of how Clark's fans would react if Clark only got limited playing time. CNN has reached out to USA Basketball for a comment. Clark says she's using the snub as motivation to work harder.
Honestly, no disappointment. Like, I think it just gives you something to work for. You know, that's a dream. You know, hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and you know, hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, you know, I can be there.
Did you have a direct conversation with managing director or whomever over there at USAB recently?
Yeah, they called me and let me know, and before everything came out, which was, you know, really respectful of them, and I appreciated that. And they did the same for every girl that made the team or every girl that didn't make the team. You know, there's a lot of players in the Olympic pool, so it wasn't like I was the only one they had to call. They had to make quite a few calls.
Well, among those who are expected to be on the roster include Brittany Griner, Brianna Stewart, and Diana Taurasi.
The 2024 Paris Games run from July 26th through August the 11th. The WNBA will be on hiatus during that time. But the thing that matters right now, right here, is what happens on Peachtree TV. Tip-off is just minutes away, and you've got the best seat in the house on Peachtree TV.
The nation's hottest sport. And new WNBA superstar Caitlyn Clark. See what all the buzz is about on Peachtree Sports Network. When the Atlanta Dream face Caitlyn and the Indiana Fever. Tonight at 7 on Peachtree Sports Network.
This is brand new. This is I-85, and it got a number of police officers following a bus. The driver is being held hostage.
When a story like this breaks, the safety of the entire community is at stake.
We know there's schools in this area. We know there's parents in this area.
That's why Atlanta News First covered it first.
Atlanta News First was the first on air.
4 minutes before any other station. 4 minutes with your safety on the line. When a story this important breaks on your screen, stay with the team that puts your safety first. This is when you better call Harry. When you can't get the money you are owed.
I'm gonna have to close my doors.
When you want to avoid scams.
Google Better Call Harry.
Are you crazy or something?
When you need someone to help solve your problem.
I've never seen mole this much.
When you need results.
I am so happy, and I really appreciate you.
After your involvement, then my payment showed up.
And God bless you.
See who Better Call Harry helps next. Friday at 5.
Where the bats flip, the balls break, and the lumber is used to build a dynasty. The Stripers play on Peachtree Sports Network. Friday at 7 and Saturday at 6. Over the air on 17.2, on cable, and streaming on YouTube TV and Fubo.
Getting the news you need just got easier with Atlanta News First Plus. Breaking news and live updates every half hour so you can catch up quick. First alert weather with the largest team of meteorologists keeping you safe. Investigations that put you and your family first. And Atlanta entertainment like you've never seen before. It's more news, more weather, and more stories, all in one place. Watch it now, free wherever you stream. Just search Atlanta News First.
A lot can happen in the morning, and you better know before you go. With the First Alert Weather Team on Atlanta News First. Our Morning Go team gets you ready for everything. From the bus stop to breaking traffic, we'll get you around it every time.
And to make your nights safer, Atlanta News First has the most meteorologists helping you plan, giving you the first alert to the next big thing, so you can be ready for severe weather days before it happens. For a smoother morning and a safer evening, this is why we First Alert.
Feel the passion. Feel the action. Feel the hustle. The Atlanta Hustle faced the Houston Havoc Friday at 8 on Peachtree.